Anyway, so a couple other things that I learned here from just from today. I have watch. So if you don't know what watch is, for all of those who are coming to the school, watch is basically a mandatory procedure where, depending on your major and depending on what position you get, you muster at a certain spot and you stand at attention. You make sure nothing goes wrong, especially if you're on the T.S. Kennedy or you're at the CIC built room or whatever. Basically, watch is mandatory. It supersedes classes. So let's say you have watch and you have classes. Watch takes precedence, so you just have to make up those classes. It's that simple. It's mandatory for graduation. It is super important. Another thing that's mandatory, you need 10 community service hours, which this cadet candidate already got. So, woo. And another thing you gotta have is the maintenance hours. So by the time you graduate, you need 84 maintenance hours or 82 maintenance hours. 84 maintenance hours. So basically that means that during your free time, not every time, because to be honest, you just need a few moments for yourself. I mean, the school will kill you if you're just non-stop going and going. And some days it is just like that. So make sure you keep a good mindset and make sure that you keep things focused and stuff. But anyway, so maintenance hours is basically when you work on the boat and actually learn how to operate the boat, like actually clean and things like that, just the basic life on a ship. Other than that, those are the requirements to graduate, and those are your requirements for everything else. Another important thing that I just learned for what's it called, when we're recognized. So there's actually requirements that they give us beforehand of what we need to be done before, so we can be recognized. For example, when you get off orientation, they would send to you emails, and with those emails, there's like sexual harassment, drug and alcohol tests, things like that. And those are tests you need to have done before recognition, or I think they tap you or some other punishment of some kind. And that's about it for when it comes to that. If you don't know what recognition is, it's basically after orientation, you still have to say your yes ma'ams, no ma'ams.
Sorry.
Hey.
That's all it.
He's a great guy. I'll have him in another video, and he'll say his speech. He's a pretty awesome dude. He won the award, right, for our company?
Yeah.
What's that award called, though?
Yo, can't you count? What was the award you won? Good Cookie Award.
Good Cookie Award. There you go. Basically, he's like the best cadet candidate of our company. I think that was the award. He deserves it. He was awesome. He came up with a lot of our, slogans, and he brought us all together. So he's a pretty cool dude. We'll have a standalone video for him. Another thing on the to-do list of things to talk about. So plans for this channel. I already mentioned how I plan to leave this weekend and try to venture out and do some videos. But personally, I honestly don't know where to go. So I kind of would love if you guys in the comments section, either this video or the videos coming up, send me some recommendations on where to go. And I will go there and I will do those things and have fun. Keep in mind, I had never been to Massachusetts but twice in my life. And there's a lot of things I've not experienced. And I have a whole bucket list of things. So if you can help me, he's cleaning his razor. I was wondering what the hell that was. But if you can help me, like, see some new animals or hang out with some cool people or a really cool rock concert or something like that, say in the comment section and I'll definitely take it into consideration. If you ever want to hang out or meet up personally, just send me an email or as you send me a comment and hey, I'll figure out if I have time in the schedule. Next things on the to-do list of things to talk about. I guess I should talk about life on the ship. I never actually did talk about that. So we were only on the ship for like 3 or 4 days, and it was actually a pretty cool experience. If you don't know, they give us these bullet cards, and these bullet cards give you your name, your class, what you do at a fire emergency station, what lifeboat you're on, mob, security stations, whole 9 yards. So basically, every time you go on the boat, like for a duration of a day or two, or you're living on them or whatever, they give you these little. Actually, I have it right here. These little bullet cards. This is mine during orientation. It's going to be a lot different once the cruise starts, but basically it says, for me, fire and emergency station was just mustered for the boat. So my job was just literally to get off the boat, which was the easiest job. But for some people, it was like fight the fire or man the stations or man the lines or things like that. So these are really important. You're not going to really need to know about them once you're on the boat. Until then, you really don't need to worry about these. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Also, I should probably talk about watch a little bit more. I find I kind of breezed over that. So watch, as I said, is mandatory, but there's also watch muster. So there's two events when it comes to watch. There's watch muster and then there's watch. Watch muster is literally during a certain time of the day, you just go down to whichever OO or O1 building, OO floor you're on, and you sign a piece of paper and bam, you're on watch muster. These are actually very important. If you miss a watch muster or you miss a watch, you get an automatic class 2. Class 2 is a big deal, so I should probably actually mention that too. So if you don't know, in this school there's 3 class systems of punishments. Class 3s, Class 2s, and Class 1s. Class 3s are like missing, failing inspections, things like that, which are pretty bad. They add up. And right now we're learning to make sure we don't get Class 3s, because if those Class 3s add up and we get Class 2, you can only have 2 Class 2s before you get considered to get kicked out of school. So that's a very big deal. And Class 1's automatically, you're basically being kicked out. You might not. There's hope, maybe, but most likely you're getting kicked out, which is a very sad prospect. So make sure you don't get any Class 2s and Class 1s. If you're wondering how you get those, one of the biggest and most common reasons people get Class 2s here is drinking on campus. Don't drink on campus, alright? I don't care how slick you think you are or what hiding spot you think you can hide it. Everyone here who's an upperclassman has told me they tried it and they failed and they got a Class 2. It's not good. If you get 2 Class 2s, you're basically done. You're kicking you out of school. There's hope for you, maybe. There's honor board meetings and things like that, and there's restrictions and things of that nature, which they'll teach you about after orientation, also before orientation. They'll teach you about these things. So I'm not going to go into detail in this video, but basically, yeah, don't drink on campus. Don't smoke on campus. Don't do any chewing tobacco on campus. Just don't do anything you know the squad leader doesn't want you doing. It's that simple. Don't have your phone out while running around. Like, you can't have your phone while walking on campus. You know what I mean. It's basic stuff that if someone sees you, they'll tap you for it, alright? Another thing, they can tap you for the simplest things. Not shaving, not having a zero haircut, not saying, not saluting an officer when walking by a uniform, when they're walking by a uniform. What's it called? Missing a class. All those things. Those are all very important things, and you do not want to miss them. You don't want to mess up. That's why we have until recognition to get our acts together. Which I actually now understand why we brief month in between, because it's actually making sure we get our I don't want to say shit together, but basically get our shit together, so that once recognition happens, we're good to go, and we know full well what's at stake. A few other things to talk about. So let's see. Talked about the boat. Talked about classes. I guess I could talk about MoFo. So if you don't know what MoFo is, it's basically the I don't even know what to call it. It's like we all get. It's like kind of like, I don't know. It's more of a ceremonial thing, to be honest. All the companies come together and basically they make sure that everyone's there, and we salute and do the Pledge of Allegiance and all that, and then we all march off the field, and it's back running off to class. That's basically what MOFO is, and it's actually a pretty cool event. On Fridays we have inspections on the field, which are actually personal experience inspections, which are basically wear our whites, and we gotta make sure our creases are right, our shoes are polished, our gig lines are correct. If you don't know what a gig line is, basically, I get this wrong all the time because when I run, it always messes up. But basically, your belt is lined up with the center of your shirt and the pants. It all should be lined up correctly. And that's basically it. Make sure you shave. I need to be shaving. I shave every morning. Don't shave at night because it grows back really quickly. Unless you're like a baby face, in which case you do you, I guess. And that's about it. I think that's enough for this video. I'm probably gonna go to bed soon. It's already 11:40, and we have wake up at 5. So at least I wake up. I'm near alarm clock. So there's that. And I still gotta get brush my teeth and all that stuff. So this is it for the video. You guys have a great one. Have a wonderful day. This place is tough, but it builds you to becoming a better person. And ultimately, I'm following my dreams, so that's all that matters. You guys have a wonderful day. I love you. Don't do anything stupid. And bye.